$100,000 question when it comes to working with a cash home buyer for you as a seller is price. You know, what price are we ultimately going to come to an agreement, hopefully come to an agreement with? And in actuality, that's the cash home buyer's question also, is price. And so what determines that price is kind of what we're talking about today. And so from a cash buyer's perspective, when I ultimately come to a house, I can speak from my experience only. The general condition of the home is indifferent to me. We at KC Property Guys, we're rehabbers at the end of the day. When you contract with KC Property Guys, you close with KC Property Guys. We're the ones that will show up at closing and purchase the property. We're the rehabbers. At the end of the day, we run 5 crews and fix those houses up, and then we turn them over to KCPG Realty Group to ultimately sell that house. So the factors in terms of the condition is really indifferent. We have bulk pricing. We're one of Home Depot's largest rehabbers on the Kansas side, and so we have economies of scale that work in our favor that take care of general things like flooring, paint, doors, things like that. We're more concerned about the big ticket items. I mean, that's a real cost point sensitive item that we look at. So things like HVAC, how's your plumbing overall, the condition of the electrical, what's the roof look like, the foundation is a huge concern. And that's something that we ultimately can deal with because we're fortunate enough on KC Property Guys to also own KC Pier, Kansas City foundation repair experts. So we can work through that one, but it's still a big consideration when we're ultimately taking a look at the house. And so the general square footage for flooring and paint and granite and stainless appliances, that all comes in one bulk price overall. But really what we want to look at and what you want to consider are what are the conditions of your big ticket items, roofs, and HVAC, the mechanicals, the plumbing, the windows themselves, foundation issues as well, the electrical box, whether it's updated. Those are the types of things that you really want to look at. The general area, the neighborhood that you live in, and the valuations of the homes in the area can ultimately, affect the general level of which, you're going to discuss a valuation. But really when it comes down to it, it's the general condition. Now we do have work through items, at least for us at KC Property Guys, is there's options on those prices that we can ultimately deal with and work through because we do have that foundation company. We do have realtors that work directly with KC Property Guys. So ultimately when you're working with us, we'll tend to give you multiple options, an A, B, and a C type of price level that comes with different variables depending on the variables that you need to work through on your home when you're ultimately selling it. But at the end of the day, we're going to start by getting a base level number by looking at the general square footage and the big ticket items. So when you're considering working with a cash home buyer, ultimately take a look at your house. They all need work, so don't worry about that. It's just a matter of sitting down and walking through and kind of finding that area which entertains both parties, both you as a seller and us as a buyer, and then we can work off of options from there to ultimately give you a way and at least give you considerations that you can take to ultimately sell your house.